You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. Well, what I'm here to see your boy Al Mega. Welcome to your brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. And yes, folks, today we're talking some indie comics. Woo! Well, we got an amazing writer and creator on deck that has built an amazing new universe. Homie got 2 issues out. It's live on Kickstarter right now. And again, it is tax season. I know we're going to make it rain. All right, so let's bring this future star, this legendary, future star in the making right here, the big boss, the one, the only, the creative force to be reckoned with, the universe builder, a master mode, the one, the only, Sean Wood. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, brother. We're here to kick ass and have some fun and talk about this awesome comic book and what you got going and all this good stuff. You know what I mean? What's popping?
Sounds good to me. First, I want to say I need to have you more in my life because that intro was amazing.
Hey, well, listen, you are big boss because any creative shares in the creative spirit and those creative endeavors, that's a very personal thing. You're sharing a bit of yourself, and you know what I mean? And not many people are able to put out themselves that way. So, as well, I'm always in celebration of creators like yourself. So, a big salute to you. So, so let's get back and let's reel it back, baby. And let's start talking about the origin story of the Woodverse over here. Let us know where you were originally from. And most importantly, what was the first thing in fandom overall, whatever it was, that got you hooked in fandom?
So first, I am from Virginia, on the peninsula side near the water. I've been here my entire life. I've probably moved 30 minutes away and moved 30 minutes back. So haven't really gone anywhere really.
Oh man, you're Jenny from the block. You just walk down one neighborhood. All right, I got you. All right.
Right. But fandom wise, I would say, for one, I've had comics in my life, my entire life. We'll get into that in a little while. But fandom for sure was X-Men in the 90s. I mean, now you got X-Men 97 and everything. That just brings it back because that's really what I started with, that and Batman animated series, that kind of stuff. So comics went with that, and it just blossomed from there.
Excellent. So all right, so let's get into the comics. How was that around? You have older siblings, your parents. How did that even get involved in your life?
Yeah, so my dad, he grew up going to pharmacies or whatever. That had the racks and from the 60s on, and he had everything, all the good storylines, all the good comics from the 60s on to at least mid 90s that he was collecting. So when I was born, I already had all these long boxes that I could just go through when I started reading and just read whatever I wanted to.
Oh man, he was the gem master. You must have seen him as the ultimate nerd boss right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've been saying my middle name is Logan because my dad said I had to be named after Wolverine. And so I was kind of born into the whole nerd, but I didn't have an option.
A big salute to Papa Wood right there and helping develop the young Sean over here to do what he's doing. So, all right. So here you have this ultimate exposure to comics to your dad. Now, that's one thing. Now, I don't know what era you grew up in, young man, because of your beard. Even though mine's white and yours kind of still red in colored. Did you have a tribe, a group of people that enjoyed fandom with you, or were you a lone wolf and only did that shit in the crib?
I mean, a little bit. I didn't have like going every Wednesday with friends on the bikes or anything like that. It was more everybody liked that stuff, but they weren't really reading the comics like I was. So, I mean, but now everybody sees it a lot more than they used to. Now it's the cool thing. So even as
everybody turns to Sean. Hey, Sean, I just saw this movie. Is this really happening in the comics?
Right.
fucking content so much. I fucking told you it would never be the goddamn saying, so stop asking me. Why are you trying to trigger me? Trigger me on purpose. It's a multiverse. Leave it alone. It's not the same.
Right. Exactly.
That's how and that's how I accept it. It's a multiverse. Leave it alone. All right. So, so you were kind of tribeless. Yeah, so you and Papa and the long boxes at the crib and
Right.
those little summers, you know what I mean? But listen, man, I would this would have been great so much for me. Anyway. So talk to me then, how did that inspire your creative journey, if at all?
Yeah, so I mean, for a while, like midlife, when I was in like my teens and stuff, it kind of fell off. I still watched all the shows and the movies and everything, but I didn't read comics for a little while. When I got married at 20, I'm 35 now, so I've been married for a little while. Tells you what age I am. But when I got married, the first thing we did was, or one of the first things, we bought a house, and down the street was the comic book shop that I used to go to as a kid. And so the first week we were in our new house, I went on a Wednesday and I got hooked all over again. And I've been every Wednesday since. So I kind of had.
I know you bought the house on purpose. She doesn't know. She does not know, but it was perfect. Yeah, this is perfect, honey. Yeah, it is.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I was kind of like a closeted nerd with her. I had the ring and then I brought it back out, and it's been like that ever since. So.
Oh, shit. I love that. Love that. I can't imagine the size of your collection. Man, oof. Did Papa pass on his stuff to you, or is he still keeping it?
So he always said when I was growing up that was gonna be my college fund. So he would like sell it off, because he has not just one issue of everything, but three copies of everything, because that's how you did it back then.
Oh, damn! And, even back then.
Yeah, so like the more of the 80s and 90s stuff, especially when they said collectible, they're not collectible.
Oh, that's definitely more 90. On the 90s, everybody was buying fucking 10, thinking this is my college fund.
Right. But he did it, the 80s started doing all that. So like multiple issues of all the Secret Wars and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's good stuff.
But he always said that was a college fund, and then college got closer and closer, and he's like, yeah, no, I got to keep them. I can't, this will be yours, when I'm gone, type thing. So
I'm sorry,
he's still around, so he still has all of his.
And you know what's gonna happen? He'll probably got a mausoleum type joint, and no, you know what, son? It's in my will. I must be buried.
That's possible. You never know.
In this new room, you know what's in there. You'll never have access again. Fuck.
Right.
All right. So yeah, I'm sorry. We're having fun over here. So digging into that creative journey, how did that inspire, and you started digging in, taking yourself kind of serious?
Yeah, so I never really thought it was a possibility to write your own comic. Like, I know I go to all the Comic Cons, in the area and a little further, and I always see these indie writers and like, oh, they were meant to do this forever, or they planned this since, high school or whatever. I'm just in the workforce just because I have to be, pay bills and whatnot. Didn't think that you could be a creative and do this. First time I really saw the opportunity was, oddly enough, I was reading Walking Dead Deluxe. And in those issues, I was getting them because I want to have all those issues for my son when he's older. He's too young to read them right now. But in the back, Robert Kirkman has
do like your dad. It's for my son. It's for his college fund. No, son. That's going to be a family thing.
Hey, don't
no, son.
That's the idea, though. But in the back of each issue, Robert Kirkman, he was putting his, and still is, his one-page outline so it was like one sentence for each page, and then he goes into description of what he was thinking about in each page and how he expanded on that. And I was like, oh, that's as easy as at least how to start. It's that easy, because I didn't even have any idea of like where to begin, because it's so much involved. So then after that was around COVID time. And I was just thinking about it more. Substack came out, and they had the Scott Snyder writing class, and they had the Brian Michael Bendis writing class. So I signed up for both of those and just absorbed everything I possibly could from those guys. And actually, with Scott Snyder's class, he has the tier where you can meet with him once a month. So actually, I meet with Scott Snyder once a month, which is
I know
crazy.
Scott, man.
Good advice.
He knows me at the con. He see me, oh, Al, what up? I'm like, oh man, I've been there. Like,
Nice.
it's nice when you do this and some of these creators appreciate you, for showing the love. And it's like, yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And you're definitely in good hands with Scott though, because he is a hell of a writer.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
just the
Great
boss.
advice. Great guy. Just actually cares. He's
Yeah,
not just doing this,
hey,
for
man.
money.
Yeah.
It's really,
One time
yeah.
I had a podcast with him, and he was like, "Oh man," he called from the car. I'm gonna be late. I'm like, "Nah, man, don't even do an interview while you're fucking driving. You not get home. I'll bullshit and see you home." What I mean? Like, what is this? That's how I was just cool
Crazy.
about it, and people remember
Yeah.
things like that. I guess I dig
Oh
that.
yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're taking these classes. Okay, so you absorb the shit out of this. But just speaking, uh, did you really find value in what they were saying, and did you really, like apply what you learned and what you were building?
Yeah. I mean, basically what I was doing, I was acting like it was a college class. I'm watching the classes and I'm taking notes. I have a whole notebook of just everything valuable that they had to say. And if I didn't absorb it, then I would go back to it later when I'm trying to write my own thing. I already had an idea at that time, but I needed to flush out that idea.
Okay.
So the way I started with my idea was I'm a runner. I was training for a marathon at the time. And I was just running. Like when you do that kind of thing all the time, your mind just wanders and a lot of creative juices, flowing and everything. And it was a morning that was foggy, and I saw some fog in the distance and thought, if I passed through this fog and I was in the future, what would that look like? And then just this entire idea just blew up from there, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I just constantly write about it and figure out, the characters and everything, and just went from there.
Did you stop running when you thought about it, or pick up your phone and be like blah 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 blah? Remember this?
So I was hoping I wouldn't forget, all the ideas, because when I was training, it was like a 2-hour run. So I had to get to my car 2 hours later type thing. But yeah, I don't run as much anymore
You
because
ran
I got
faster. Before I forget, shit, I gotta run faster. Hold on.
right. Yeah, but it definitely helped me get the ideas going, and just constantly writing outlines for more issues and more storylines, and yeah, it definitely helped.
But listen, we're gonna show off this amazing project. I've been showing off his socials, folks. Because you're gonna follow him there at Sean Wood. That's SEAN. That's Sean, right? Wood,
Yep.
as
Yeah.
it sounds, _writer. All right. We're gonna get into that. So before we start showing off the book and how beautiful it is, you're saying you took classes for writing, right? And you built the story. You're doing your thing now. When did you decide, okay, I'm going for it? And how did you even know how to build a team?
So for the first issue especially, I was learning day by day, and I knew if I didn't start, then I would never finish. So I just kept on pushing along each day, had a plan of I needed to accomplish this, and then okay, the next day I'll accomplish this. But I definitely used different YouTube channels, like Matt Garvey. He makes comics. He has a whole thing explaining how to do it, and he says, if he can do it, anybody can. And that was the foundation for the building the type of stuff. And then there's other guys on there too that I learned from. And there's also, like, when I got further into the first issue, I found a writing group on Facebook, and we constantly talk. They're always talking about what's going on. If you have any kind of questions, they bring in new writers all the time, and they help everybody along so that everybody can win in the community. And it's an amazing thing. That was probably the biggest tool is this writing group that I'm involved with on Facebook. It's been a huge help with that. But with the team though, there's one Facebook group on there that has all kinds of people. So letterers, editors, colorists, pencilers, and all of it. So I would just scroll through that on downtime, late at night. Instead of being on TikTok or something, I would just be scrolling through artists and what they do, and trying to reach out to people. And that's how I found my team about took about 2 months to really find what I was looking for on there, but I definitely found them, and we've been doing 2 issues so far, and we're all ready to go with the 3rd issue once this one's funded too. So.
Oh man, folks wondering what are they talking about? What funny folks? Let me bring this baby on stage right here, right now. It is called The Fog Within, folks. No, here, listen, folks. We have 10 days to go. A big salute to you, 65 backers. Thank you for supporting independent comics. But folks, we're looking for 2,500. We're at 17. We're almost there. Show love, you know what I mean? And we're gonna show you why you need to show even more love. I'm gonna go ahead and play this trailer. Let me make the screen a little bit bigger over here. I mean, for our eyes, so that way we don't magoo this. You know, I know old reference. So we'll check this out.
Oh, I think you're muted.
What a gorgeous looking book, is it now, folks? Oh my God. I mean, it looks bloody violent, just like I like it. It was bullets, it was heads blowing up, it was explosions, it was big
Right.
letterings with the boom, biff, and baps. Let's go. I'm digging it. All right, so Big Sean, you gotta tell us, man, what is The Fog Within? Talk to me about what you're building here. What is the Woodverse over here?
Yeah, so the whole idea is in the present. In the first issue, we talked about this catastrophic event that happened. There's an infection from this event. Government doesn't know what's going on. So instead of trying to help them, they decide to wall up this town of Brooks and fend for themselves, kind of thing. And about 3 days later, Hunter, go figure, which is my main character. He is on a run. Sounds familiar. And he runs through some fog and ends up 26 years in the future and doesn't know what's going on. At this point in the future, there is a regime that is taking over and is taking all of the resources from the civilians. So, of course, that causes a rebel faction to come out and take them on, take it to the man and everything. And these elite rebels, they've been here this entire time, so they know who they are and what abilities they have. So basically the first couple of pages is Hunter falls through this fog. The rebels are there ready to extract him before the regime finds him because there's a prophecy involved. So they knew he was going to be there. And they are taking on these swarm soldiers, as they're called, and get him out of there to the rebel base. So it's full-on action. The first 6-7 pages, it's nonstop in your face. Just get going, and then I explain a little bit more of the world building of the whole, everything that's going on in the story. So
I dig it. Now look at this cover right there. I mean, and is that the main character on screen for the folks to know?
yes. Yeah, so Hunter, he's learning more of his ability in the second issue. So he finds out this fog is within, hence the name. There's more to the name later, but that, at least for now, is he has this ability and he's learning about it. During this issue, so he's trying to figure it out. That's one of the monsters that's introduced in this issue, and I absolutely love this cover.
Yeah.
It brings up Mike Mignola type Hellboy type feels to it.
Yes, that monster is very Mignola-esque. Absolutely.
Yeah. So this monster has somewhat to do with the fog. He has it internally, so he's breathing it out right now, and
I think that
later
was
in
my breath.
issues, I'll explain. Yeah, yeah. And that's actually some of my elite rebels that's underneath of him hurt. That is Alpha in the middle, Epsilon is the girl, and Zeta is the younger guy to the
Oh,
left.
okay.
And those guys, they know what they're doing. They have their own abilities, and in this
Ooh,
issue, they're going out to save some of the civilians, and there might be a trap involved with that monster.
what?
That is my main villain right there, Damon. He also has something to do with the ability. He actually has in the first issue. I kind of highlight that he has this device in his spine. It's like metal device connecting to him, and the power runs through that for some reason. You don't know why yet, but he has with his ability. It's more like a Green Lantern type ability where he thinks of something to form and it forms. So in the cover there, I show it's a fog like sword, and it's showing the monsters in the mirrored effect. That was really cool.
Yeah, man. Shit, that shit better cut good because now I'm dead. You know what I mean? Man, look
Yeah.
at this. I love the lettering, man. 'Cause, again, it's not just art, but man, the lettering definitely helps to grab the
Oh yeah.
intensity of the scenery where everybody's screaming, the size of it and all. Like, yeah, I mean, talk about that. I mean, who's the letterer? Is it also your artist, or do you have to get separate
No.
letterers?
Yeah.
All this.
Yeah. Yeah. So his name, he goes by Letter Squids. He's all
Okay.
over this Facebook group that I found, and he's been awesome. That was one of the first things that anybody told me in this comic world was if the lettering, it'll either make or break your comic. So if you have a good comic but a bad lettering, like you try to do it yourself, then that'll just ruin the whole thing. So I definitely went for a professional that he knows what he's doing, and he also formats the book for me, so that's great because I'm sort of versed in that now, but I would prefer him to do it than me. So
I get it. Yeah, one less thing to do is always a good thing. I hear you. So,
yeah.
I mean, and look at it. I mean, beautiful art, the panels, very animated. I like that with the black lines. I mean, as the writer, how did these artists and teams, you know, build your world in your eyes? Did they hit the mark
Oh
as
yeah.
how you saw it?
Yeah, so my penciler, he does this, every day of his life. He doesn't do anything else. So I really wanted to go the traditional look, and it's harder to find someone that I can afford, and does the traditional as well. So he did in the first issue, he did the pencils, and then I found a digital inker because he didn't want to ink, which was fine. But now he's more invested in it, and he's like, no, I'm gonna ink from now on if you're okay with it. I was like, absolutely, because his inks are insane too. And every page that he does, he starts out with a more basic penciling now, but in the same day he'll pencil and ink, all in one day for one page. And there's a couple times where he was like behind on some, because he does like different projects at the same time, and he did 2 pages a couple times in one day, pencils and inks, which it was just insane to see. Like I'm at work behind a desk and he's doing this all day. I'm like, what the heck? I wish I could do anything near what he can do. So yeah,
It's
he
coming.
definitely knocked it out.
It's coming. Go to the right school because you're a hell of a writer, man, and you build a hell of a team. Because again, look at these panels and the way that the story flows and the action. I mean, eye candy for. I mean, shit. Is this your first comic book project
Yeah.
overall,
So this is my
bro?
first comic book.
Look,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
my hermano. Woo, there we go. Shit. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, working hard and doing the right things, man. Look how gorgeous the book is. Look at the color, everything.
Yeah.
Who
So
is
that
this?
character,
What's going on
that
here?
is Zeta. So my idea behind this was he's the small guy, doesn't have muscles or anything like that, but he has his brain. So he's the tech nerd. He's the one that brings all the technology to the rebels. Everything you see, he's in charge of it. and he has this drone system that's called ADDI, A.D.I. Which stands for Artificial Detachable Intelligence.
Okay.
One thing behind the name first is my daughter's name is Adeline, so I was trying to think of something for her to be in the book. She is very spunky. She's a spunky 3-year-old that she's the boss type thing. So I brought a personality with these drones that was spunky and was my daughter. So I had to name it after her. But the reason for the name Detachable Intelligence is basically he uses it in different ways in the first issue. But this is the suit, so it's kind of like an Iron Man-esque suit, but different pieces can stay attached or unattached. They work on their own, but they're all the same mind, basically, and they're his partner in the whole thing. So he can fly with the back part of the drone, and he has like a arm unit in the first issue that blows up some of the swarm that he's controlling on his device. And then the other front ones that have different, each one has a different ability, and there's 5 of them all together. When they attach, they become one thing.
Dope. I mean, look at this. Hey, people getting shot in the hood. Is this the Bronx? What's going on
here? So this is the town of Brooks. So in this town, everything is destroyed. Nothing is really what it used to be because the government gave up. And the reason why there's a panel missing in this page is this is the drawn-in page. I wanted to blow it up to have it as showing what it actually looks like. So you can be a rebel in that page.
Oh, cool. Look at this shit. Look at action sequences. Everything about it. I mean, folks, look at this. Look at this. I mean, let's go this and look how simple, folks. Let's talk about this. Listen, I know your tax returns are coming. If you don't already have them, I know you haven't bought all TVs yet because I mean, there's really nothing good right now. Entertainment is low quality, on the movie front right now and on the streaming front. So that means you have extra entertainment cash. And this is one of the books we got to throw it on right now. Let's look. You can give $1, give up that cup of coffee from the cart, because Starbucks is too expensive. If you're gonna go Starbucks, you can skip that. Then right here and go to here, $5. You actually get a book that you could just keep reading over and over on like that cup of Starbucks. You feel me? All right, get that book, $5 all digi. But and you get the catch-up tier, you get both dishes for 10 beans right there, right? But of course, now if you want to be smelling the ink, baby, like I like to do, now you start getting physicals, cover 8 at $10. All right, you got number 2 deluxe. What is the fucking digital deluxe for 12? Talk to me. Look at all these wonderful tiers. We have physicals, we got digitals, we got it all. I mean, tell me you got some retail. Hey, here we go, retail, folks. Stabbing retailer is right, baby. Put them in the comics of themselves shops. You know what I mean? This one would definitely sell as much as any big 2 book you got, or even premier level, I would say.
Thank you.
Nah, boy, good work. So talk about building the campaign. Like, how did you know what to do? How did you figure it out?
So I mean, our local con, when I first started, there was a local con like an hour away, and they had a panel on crowdfunding. It just so happened that Pat Shan was there, and he's like the guru of all Kickstarters. So he was just saying some common sense things. There's always every Kickstarter ever created that's successful or unsuccessful. You can go back and look, see what you saw that you liked or what didn't work, and everything. Start from there. So really, I just copied everything that I saw. That and Comics Launch, I used the podcast and everything, just absorbed as much as I could on that front. I was doing the writing class and then doing Tyler, doing the podcast all the time, constantly going to bed, listening to the podcast, all the time. So he had going to
sleep to Tyler's voice. Tyler, he was going to sleep to your voice. He was dreaming of kickstarting stuff. Forget about it.
Right. So that was a huge help on the Kickstarter front. And then the same thing with that writing group that I'm a part of. They do all Kickstarter stuff too. So they're huge on, if you had any questions, does this make sense? Does this price point sound good? what should I have as the actual budget and everything. And everybody would just chime in all the time and look at the page before it went live. Everybody was just friendly and just wanted to help each other out. So
Wonderful. Now that's community. I mean, look at you. Even with metal covers, trading cards, the all-in package for the physical copy. If I go into number 2, then you can select one of the 3 covers when the campaign ends. I mean, and it includes a T-shirt, a trading card. Oh man, swag galore, baby. Hell yeah. Look how he's treating it. And look, then we have an epic retailer bundle. Look at this guy. He is murdering the fucking game, guys. Let's make it happen. This is how you support indie. There's how indie creators supposed to do it. Look at this. Right? But get drawn in. Folks, listen. Nerds. There's somebody's birthday coming. You know what I mean? For your loved one. You have a geek in your life. One of the most beautiful things to say, here's this comic. Why are you giving me this? Like, look at page so-and-so. And for them to find themselves possibly getting murdered by somebody on a page over here would be wonderful. Let's make it happen, folks. Support things like this. This is fun. This is what we need. Even listen, there's a limited quantity, 3 left of 5 on that drawing. So, listen, get them while it's still hot. Couple left. And I know you got them returns. I mean, there's stretch goals for everything's going to be popping off. Let's make it happen because there's still more than enough time. All right. Show that love. I mean, website. You got to go visit the page, folks. It's right there at the bottom. That tiny URL. I'm going to add that to the notes too. And I want you to get your fingers sore as you click away, angrily and madly at that. Like, I got to support this. You know what I mean? Because you got to make it happen. Because this is what it is. Now we got issues 1 and 2, Sean, that we're doing over here in the Kickstarter. Like, what are we waiting for the rest of the universe? How many issues more do you got cooking up?
Yeah, so I've outlined page by page through issue 12. I've completely written the first arc, which will be 4 issues. So my plan is, as soon as I get the funds for this successful Kickstarter for number 2, we're going straight to pencils. I already have it ready to go. The artist wants to go ahead and start now. Just waiting for that money to flow in. And so we can start that. And I plan on going live with number 3 in the summer. So probably like later, like August. As soon as I fulfill number 2 and get it shipped out and everything, then I'll go live with the number 3. And my plan is to have the first arc complete. So issue 4 would be the last part of the arc. So early next year around this same time, have that on Kickstarter, and then do the trade for the first 4 issues in the summer. So trying to do 2 a year, roughly. As long as everything succeeds and everything goes like it's planned, that's the plan right now.
And definitely keep pushing. You got something special here. Now I know you only 2 issues in. Are you planning on doing any conventions? Not just walking around, but rather tabling, selling some goodies. And any plans in the future for that?
Yeah, so more likely not this year. I might have a con next month, actually, that I might be like a special guest signing for a day with one of my my friends. But other than that, I'm not trying to do too much because I only have one in hand right now. I won't have this one printed probably until June or so. So really not trying to push that yet. But next year, by the time con season starts, I'll hopefully have 3 in hand. And so that'll be more than enough to table, and I'll probably stay closer to home and do like the smaller indie stuff. But yeah, that's definitely a plan for next year.
Yeah, just get the stuff out there, get the face out there, get these books out there. Most importantly, let people see the greatness. Because I love hearing stories when there's indie creators that go year in and year out to particular shows, and the fans show, hey, great, I get to pick up the next issue. Thank you. I got them all. So, having that return customer, those return conversations with people that actually care about what you're doing, you know what I mean? Not just an empty pickup on a shelf, but rather, people that connect, and I dig that. So, I mean, that's what makes indie awesome. So, you got this. I can't wait to see you at a show. Definitely get you a beer. But folks, this is what we're going to do right here. I need you guys to follow the project. Very important. We only have a few days left. The tiny URL's right there. I'm going to share the link below, of course, in the notes. But go to the tunnel URL, The Fog Within 2. It's on Kickstarter. Look how simple. The Fog Within 2. All right. Show that love. And, and follow the big homie on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Support Indie. Ask him questions. You let him know. Tell him that you need the next issue immediately. How dare he make you wait, for the story to end. So, you go to Sean Wood _writer. It'll be also be on the notes for you to click away like a mad person and show love on all the socials, all three. You know what I mean? Stay tuned. Not about being a star, because you're showing love, all right? Sickos. Now, let's do this. Any words of advice you would give to all these crusaders out there that are tuning in and future potential writers, just based on your journey thus far?
Yeah, I would just say, just make sure if you want to do it, you dream about it, just start the process. There's so many excuses out there. If you don't start, it'll never get finished. That's definitely the biggest thing for me.
You see that? Get it done. That's what it is. You start it, you finish it, all right? Like anything in life.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You start it, you finish it, all right? Don't let them finish it. You don't want that. All right, you gotta succeed. So take a hold and a grasp of your own world, all right, kiddos, and rock the F out. Yo, Sean, thank you so much for hanging out with me, talking about the fog within your journey and all that stuff. A big salute and a shout to you and your team, for just putting your work out there. It is again, for Comic Crusaders approved, like it says right above on that picture, for real. It is a beautiful book by an amazing independent creative team. I mean, again, you could put this side by side with Big Two, Premiere, and other books, and it really, does hold up. So, great job on the team you built, so salute to all of you guys. And with that, I'm Mal Mega. This is Sean Wood. Father Crusaders everywhere, you know what it is, mi gente. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. Wepa! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercover.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.